Available now. Link below.
In today's special report, we're peeling back the curtain on a story that hits at the very core of our republic's integrity. Imagine a scenario where dozens of government employees are caught red-handed in a bribery scheme so vast it shakes the foundation of our trust in public institutions. Now, consider this happening under the administration that, while quick to act in this case, turns a blind eye to corruption within its own ranks. The irony is palpable. This isn't just about another scandal. It's a litmus test for justice in America. If you're tired of the double standards and yearn for a leadership that upholds the true values of our great nation, stay with us. We're diving deep into the heart of corruption, unmasking the players, and revealing why this isn't just news. It's a wake-up call. You don't want to miss our final thought where all becomes clear. This is a report that you need to see. But before we dive into today's explosive report, let's talk about something equally shocking: your rising energy bills. Just like the unchecked corruption in our government's corridors, your energy costs are skyrocketing without a hint of slowing down. Companies report a staggering $13 million in unpaid bills, showing a system ripe for reform. But there is a beacon of hope: the energy-saving device from our sponsor at don'twastepower.com. This little gadget is like the honest politician we all yearn for, tirelessly working on to slash your bills to keep those greedy utility companies in check. Grab yours now at an exclusive 65% off. Visit don'twastepower.com and start saving today. Now back to our report. In a world where justice is supposed to be blind, the recent actions of the Biden administration's Department of Justice in New York City raise more questions than they answer. The DOJ's arrest of dozens of New York City government employees in a major bribery sting has been plastered across headlines, showcasing the government's supposed commitment to rooting out corruption. Yet this display of justice serves as a stark contrast to the administration's conspicuous inaction on allegations of corruption within its own ranks. It's a scenario that reveals not just the depths of government wrongdoing, but also the selective nature of justice in today's America. The case in question involves an extensive network of corruption within the New York City Housing Authority, where 70 current and former employees were charged with accepting bribes totaling over $2 million from contractors. These bribes were exchanged for securing contracts across nearly 100 buildings, highlighting a systematic rot that has plagued the city's public housing. Take a look.
And yes, Sandra, right now, the defendants at the center of this sweeping takedown, they're upstairs facing judges in 7 different courtrooms. Those alleged payoffs, $500 here, $2,000 there, doesn't sound like much, but over time adds up. One retired super who once worked at a complex, a NYC complex in Brooklyn, she allegedly took $15,000 in bribes, calling all of this, quote, her side hustle.
There are nearly 100 dots on this board right here.
U.S. Attorney Damian Williams says represents NYC complexes in the 5 boroughs. There are 335 where classic pay-to-play schemes were the norm. Officials maintain these current and former employees allegedly used their jobs to line their pockets with money through backdoor deals. Here at the walled houses in the East Village, Assistant Super Danny Muniz allegedly took home $3,000 in cash. Lillian has lived here for nearly 5 decades.
There's a lot of things that's going on and they don't care.
The alleged activity dates back to 2013, but this morning their house of cards came crashing down. Law enforcement arrested 66 people in 6 states. A total of 70 are named in the complaint. Authorities maintain the defendants used their power as supers and assistant supers to exploit the no-bid process, or so-called micro purchases for jobs under $10,000, things like plumbing and window repairs. But according to court documents, before a contractor could get the job or be paid for doing the work, they would have to give that NYC employee a cut.
And many contractors paid these bribes because if they didn't, the defendants would give these jobs to someone else.
Officials point out NYCHA has recently been in the hot seat. In 2021 and the following year, the City Department of Investigation made recommendations after it found problems with contractors at city complexes in Brooklyn.
There were reforms made to the micro-purchase process. They, in our view, did not go far enough, and I think the fact that we're here today shows that they did not go far enough.
Now, officials point out and stress that senior leadership at NYCHA was unaware of this problem. Federal authorities say right now the agency has accepted a new set of 14 recommendations by the DOE and is encouraging any contractor who may have been ripped off to come forward.
This operation, while commendable for its scale and scope, ironically underscores a glaring hypocrisy at the heart of the Biden administration. The president's DOJ, it seems, is capable of mobilizing significant resources to tackle corruption, but only when it suits certain narratives. While New York City's corrupt officials are now facing the music, the symphony of allegations surrounding Biden and his associates plays on unaddressed. Consider the backdrop of this selective justice. The Biden administration has been marred for various scandals and accusations of corruption, from dubious international business dealings to questions about influence peddling. Yet the DOJ under Biden's watch appears conspicuously passive in pursuing any investigation that might cast a shadow over the White House. The narrative being sold to the American public is one of government taking a stand against corruption. However, the reality is a tale of two standards: aggressive action against certain targets, while a blind eye is turned to potentially more corruption within its ranks. It begs the question, is justice truly blind, or is it selectively sighted, choosing when and where to look based on political convenience? The New York City Housing Authority scandal is a microcosm of a larger problem. It's not just about the individuals who succumb to greed or the system that allowed them to exploit their position for personal gain. It's about the broader culture of impunity that seems to envelope certain echelons of power. When the DOJ can mobilize to arrest dozens in New York City, but remains immobile against accusations within the federal government, it sends a clear message about the priorities and values at play. The implications of this selective justice are profound. It undermines public trust in institutions and erodes the principles of equal treatment under the law, and perpetuates a cycle of cynicism and disillusionment among the citizens. The DOJ is seen as an instrument of political will rather than an impartial enforcer of the law. Then the very foundation of our legal system is at risk. Further, the handling of the New York City Housing Authority scandal, juxtaposed with the inaction on allegations closer to the administration, reveals a troubling approach to governance. It suggests a strategy of distraction and deflection, focusing public attention on certain instances of corruption while ignoring others that might be potentially inconvenient to address. This approach is not just about optics, it has the real-world consequences. By selectively targeting corruption, the administration risks creating a hierarchy of justice where some are held accountable while others are shielded from scrutiny. This not only fails the victims of corruption but also emboldens potential wrongdoers who sense they might be immune due to their political connections or alignment. The crackdown on New York City's public housing corruption, while necessary, leaves a bitter taste when viewed against the broader landscape of unaddressed allegations. It raises critical questions about the criteria used to prioritize investigations and the extent to which political considerations influence the pursuit of justice. In an era where the call for transparency and accountability is louder than ever, the American people deserve a DOJ that is truly independent and unbiased. The selective application of justice serves only to deepen divides, fuel skepticism, and undermine the rule of law. As we navigate through these turbulent waters, it's essential to remember the core values that should guide our nation: integrity, fairness, and a commitment to justice for all, irrespective of political affiliation. The Biden administration has an opportunity to live up to these ideals by ensuring that its DOJ operates free from political influence, pursuing corruption wherever it may lie. The New York City Housing Authority bribery sting, while a significant achievement in the fight against corruption, should not be the end of the story. It should be a beginning, a catalyst for a more comprehensive and unbiased crackdown on corruption across all levels of government. Only then can trust be instituted, be restored, and the ideals of justice be upheld for every American. Before our final thought, an important message from our own Gary Franchi.
That's right, the stage is set for the 2024 election and the script is being written by unseen hands. The silent coup exposes the puppeteers of political deceit and the orchestrated narratives of the mainstream media. Equip yourself with the unvarnished truth. Embark on your quest for clarity, and your copy awaits. The link to this essential resource is in the description below. Now back to you.
Thanks for that, Gary. Make sure you tap the link in the description to secure Gary's new book, The Silent Coup. And now for our final thought. In today's deep dive into the murky waters of political corruption and selective justice, one thing becomes crystal clear. The fight against corruption cannot be partial or politicized. While the Biden administration's DOJ has shown it can act decisively against corruption in New York City, the glaring omission of similar zeal in investigating allegations closer to home speaks volumes. This isn't just about legal inconsistencies. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of public trust in our republic. A true leader must rise above political expediency to champion the cause of justice impartially, ensuring that no one is above the law. As Americans, our demand for accountability must be unwavering. For the health of our democracy, our republic depends on it. This story matters because it's the story of our nation's integrity on the line. Thank you for watching. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe and tell a friend.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.